Guru Maharaj, Swami Vivekananda ji, Swami Vivekananda ji, Srinivasananda Swaminathan, all my dear young friends. Over the next half an hour, I hope to be able to reach out to every one of you. I will wake you up in some cases literally and in some cases figuratively, so that we can look at this wonderful tradition that we have inherited. Every time when I come to Vivekananda College, this is my third visit in the last 1.5 to 2 years. Every time I come here, I'm enlightened. You know, when my request to the boys in the 4th row is, please go outside. I'll tell you people, you can go and have coffee, tea. Nobody will find fault with you. Nobody needs to stay and listen to me even for 1 minute. You're most welcome to go outside and have fun outside. I'm sure nobody will find fault with you. But if you're here, don't talk and disturb the others. This is also another thing that Vivekananda believed in. Individual action should not negatively impact upon collective action. This is the facing I don't know how many of you listened to Swami Vivekananda when he was speaking, and Swami Vivekananda. I actually wanted them both to speak. I mentioned this last time and I'm saying this again to you. Every time I come here, I listen to these people. I speak to Swami Vivekananda in his room. I hear Swami Vivekananda, and I always ask myself, these chaps are so lucky. When you chaps are born at 85 or 88 or 90, you will not understand how lucky you are. Small child and baby walking beside Sachin Tendulkar will not understand how lucky the child is. If you or I are standing, we will understand the value. I was born in 1963, exactly 100 years after Swami Vivekananda. And at that time, unfortunately, I didn't study in this college. And every time I come here, I learn so many pearls of wisdom from these great people. So do not waste your time here. You are here for a purpose. Please make use of that purpose. Take as much good information with you. You can go back and sleep later. Be very focused. You all know I will tell you a lot of tiny stories about Swami Vivekananda. When he went abroad, he used to go to the library and he used to borrow 2 or 3 books, read them and give them back within 2 or 3 days. The librarian in Chicago, she thought that Swami was just simply taking the books and giving them. So the librarian actually opened one page and said, what is this? What is this? What is this? And it is said that Swami Vivekananda accurately mentioned everything in there. She asked, how are you coming and giving me back 1 book every 2 days? How are you finishing it? And this is what I'm telling you all to do. When you get an opportunity to listen to somebody who's a little bit more experienced than you, somebody who's very much more noble than you, who has been already there as a spiritual guide, like Swami Vivekananda and Swami Vivekananda, listen, be focused. That's what we have learned from Swami Vivekananda. He said to the librarian, when I do something, there is nothing else in the world for me except that page, that diagram. If you all read like that, there's nobody who's going to stop you from passing, getting the first mark, doing your IAS or IPS, etc. But if you go on, famous writing by Sukumarananda Swami saying, little bit to talking, listening to Swami, listen to your thinking about it, then you will also be like the right one. If you have that focus, this is what's so beautifully in this same Mailapur, in the 2nd century AD, what you think, I want to be an IAS officer, I want to be an IPS officer, I want to be like Tata, whatever. The way you thought about it, they will get you must all become thinnier. In the class, the whole group will be thinnier. People, thinnier means people who do not lose focus, who stay focused. And that is the first thing that you must learn from Swami Vivekananda as students. And you can't go and practice it by going and sitting under a bodhi maram. You have to practice it here. Every time when you come here, if these boys are singing, listen to only the boys singing and playing. Nothing else should be there in your mind state. If Swami Vivekananda is speaking to you, nothing else should be there except Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda is speaking, only that. that is the first exercise that you must do, the exercise of focus, the exercise of concentration, and then you will go the way Swami Vivekananda will take you to go. I will tell you why I am telling you this. If I call the boy in the blue shirt, I give you 100 rupees. I take 100 rupees from you. Okay? Business over. How much money does he have? 100 rupees. How much money does I have? 100 rupees. My 100 rupees went to him, his 100 rupees went to me. But if I come and listen to Swami Sukadevananda, I get one nice point from him. Or maybe I get 100 points from him. And I say one nice point, one medical point that maybe he has not heard. Then he has got 101 and I have got 101. And this is the beautiful thing that Swami Vivekananda said. He said, the youth of the country must exchange good thoughts. So if you exchange a thought with him, you have 2 good thoughts, he has 2 good thoughts. If you exchange 1 rupee, you have only 1 rupee each. And the idea of these so-called satsang is grupa vandu unmaiya pesradha satsang. Speaking the truth together is called satsang. Speaking noble thoughts together is called satsang. The idea of this is to pass on some good thoughts to you. Let's look at another thing as students that you must do. You all know the story about Swami Vivekananda hanging upside down from the tree, you know? One old man said, "Hey, Rudra, it will catch you." And what did the little Swami Vivekananda? He kept on hanging there. And then his friend said, "Hey, be careful, man, that ghost is going to catch you." He laughed and said, "In that case, all these months I've been swinging, it should have caught me and broken my back so far. Let me see whether the ghost will come." Important scientific principle that we as surgeons, as doctors, as scientists, always believe in. Do not accept anything without subjecting it to experiment. Kannal paarpudum poi, kaadal ketpudum poi, kaadal ketpudum Chennai la kattayama poiyadu. Theera visaarippadhe nei. Aaraayindu paarthu solunga. Okay, somebody said this. Let me check it out. Then this is true. What we are telling you, you know, A plus B the whole square, A square plus B square plus 2AB, you can just go and sit at home and mount. You don't need a college. You don't need big minds to tell you this. But you need the experience of elders to understand how to go about your own lives. Many of you may be doing BSc here. Technology. You know what science and technology is? Technology is nothing but the consciousness of science. Remember what I'm telling you. Science is, say for example, you understand gravity. Technology is the consciousness of science to make things work. How things work is science. To make things work is technology. The consciousness of science is technology. Understanding gravity and sending Mangalyaan up to Mars, that's technology. Alright, so I repeat. The consciousness of science is technology. Alright. The consciousness of science is technology. What is the consciousness of spirituality? That is religion. Now, I'm going to stop here for a minute and tell you. Many people think religion means that is their rituals. I don't see a bunch of students here. I'm seeing IAS officers. I'm seeing many of you going to start construction companies. Many of you may be writing like Vairamutu. Many of you may be writing books. Many of you may become IPS officers. You're going to run the country. When I speak to a bunch of school students or college students, I say, this is the youth that are going to run the country. Obama won this election only because of the youth. Narendra Modi won his election only because of the youth. You chaps. You chaps are the ones who are going to shape the destiny of the nation. Remember what Swami Sukadevananda said when he quoted Vivekananda, you are the creator of your own destiny. You are going to make your own future. You can decide whether you want to be some tiny clerk somewhere, just commenting about some serial and sit at home, or whether you want to make a change, maybe a clerk, but you may make a big change in your colony. You may be getting rid of, feeding the dogs in the colony, looking after the plants. If you're getting rid of some menace, stopping that, stopping that, changing that colony. In that case, you have made a change in your microcosm. Today is the day when you have to choose, am I going to make some difference to my environment? Am I going to make a difference to this world? Am I going to take spirituality above? As Vivekananda said, you must understand the spiritual beyond the ritual. Swami Kumaro, Suru Yetro, Mudwati Sutro, that is ritual. That is important. That is just the underpinning. But you must understand the spiritual. And for that, this is the age. Do not think, I will start thinking about spiritual when I become 85 years old. 85 years old, you will be thinking about your catheter, your bypass, and then the doctor is going to put the machines on your chest. This is the time for you to start thinking about that. Not then. Remember, all that he accomplished by the age of 39. By your age, Swami Vivekananda was asking questions at 18. How many of you here are 18? There you go. There you go. Hands down. At your age, he was sitting and asking questions in the Dakshineshwar temple to Swami Ramakrishna, asking, have you seen God? At the age of 18, when in 1881. So, this is the, don't wait. You'll become old, then I start thinking about Swami. Start thinking now what you want to do with yourself. We were just discussing, Swami and I, where you came from. But it's not Tanya better, Saida better, Nani better, not like that. Why am I on this earth? I'm here for some reason. What am I going to do with my life? What is my future? Who am I? Please understand that we are all spiritual souls, spiritual beings on a physical journey. This Rajkumar is unbelievable. I have seen at least, in the last 35 years, at least maybe 300, 400, 500 people die before my eyes. I have seen the glimmer go out of their eyes. Cinema there, fellows dying, and the wife shouting. And I can tell you, it's not a happy thing. It's not a nice thing. It's a horrible thing. But you need to ask yourself, so he was born, he had a baby, he grew up, he worked as a clerk, he died. Is that all? Some when he born on Sunday, when he dies on Saturday. Is that all a man is for? No. As we are discussing, the first way to fearlessness, Swami Vivekananda repeatedly said, youth should be fearless. I will come to that in a minute. The first way for you to be fearless is to remember that you cannot die. The you inside you cannot die because you are immortal. Understand that the Atma is immortal and it cannot be killed. Only this shirt, trouser, with only Vivekananda from the south near Coimbatore, Tirupur Kumaran said that. He said that. Kattaboman said that. So many people said that. You cannot die. Somebody is going to kill the body. But the soul will stay and it will even be under it. So do not be afraid. So Vivekananda said this. That youngsters, all of us, fear, bank clerk, don't take any money from them. Why? CBI pudichiruvaanga. Lanjam kodukada. Income tax karan pudichiruvaanga. Customs karangitta kaasu kodukada. Enforcement director pudichiruvaanga. It is a society. Self pottu koyilkulla pogadhu. Swami vandu savichiruvaanga. I'm not saying do all these things. I'm not saying lanjam kodu, serivadu po. The reason should be innate purity of the soul. I am pure. I love my God like I love my father. I want to respect him. I want to respect my mother. So I'm taking my shoes and slippers off and I'm walking in front of them. Not because Swami will punish me or snake will bite. No. You understand? Get out of that fear. This is what Swami said. Think deeply. You say, I'm making a conscious decision to be pure. To understand the purity of my soul. அதனால நான் லஞ்சம் கொடுக்க மாட்டேன். என்ஃபோர்ஸ்மெண்ட் டைரக்டரேட் பிடிப்பான்னு நான் லஞ்சம் கொடுக்கலன்னா அது வந்து பயந்து பண்ற விஷயம். அது உண்மையா பண்ற விஷயம் இல்லை. So you must get out from the chains of fear and develop what's called bhaya, abhaya. No bayam. Be bold, be fearless. I was talking to my mother just before I came. My mother just lost her husband. I lost my father 3-4 months ago, and she's had some surgery in the spine, sort of things. And I was telling Amma, you tell me something. What do you like most about Swami Vivekananda? And Amma has seen, my mother's nearly 80. She's seen life. She said, "Hey, avarada man. ஆண்மைக்கு வந்து என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அவர்தான்." So I said, "Ma, Salman Khan." So I just to pull my mother's legs. I said, "Ma, Salman Khan, Arnold Schwarzenegger." She was telling me, "Summa verum body vechirundha kuppai illa. Adala kuppai." She saying, "They are nipparu. எதை பார்த்தாலும் எனக்கு பயம் இல்லை." அதான் எம்ஜிஆர் அந்த காலத்துல என்னதான் நடக்கும் நடக்கட்டுமே. நான் done the right thing now. We'll see what happens. அப்படி நினைக்கிறேன். That should start today, my dear young friends. It should start today. You should start thinking that at 45, 50, you won't start thinking that between 16 and 26 is the time to sow the seeds of fearlessness into your brains. So you want to understand, sir, I won't copy even if you, sir, you go and have tea, sir. Immediately, I won't copy because I don't want to copy. Never mind, sir, I'll get 2 marks less. I'll get 62 instead of 64. But I won't copy. It's also the fearless young boy. But if you study, see what you get. But that 62 will be fully yours. You'll have a sense of what we call in Chennai, Jayanthi. 62, 60 we copied 62, the Sian Mari. Getta irukkalam, ஒரு feeling. அதான் விவேகானந்தா சொன்னார். எங்க அம்மா என்ன சொன்னாங்க? அவர் நிக்கிறதே he had the get in. I'm not afraid of anything. I've done the right thing. I know I'm on the right path. We want you young boys to think that way. Only then as an IPS officer, an IAS officer, as a collector, as a doctor, as an engineer, as a businessman, you are going to make a change in society. So understand that Vivekananda was talking about spirituality in the sense of fearlessness. Never give up what is yours. You are born to religion. Fight for that religion. Don't give up your mother. Don't give up your father. One of the things I used to feel very bad about in school and college was some boys would not be studied in Don Bosco. What to do? Everybody used to come big cars. I'm talking about 40 years ago. So there are one or two chaps in my class who are not very well to do. They used to feel shy about bringing their parents to the parent-teacher session. Never feel that. Your mother, your father, you should be proud with your face. And you must bring your face to work. Bring your mother to work. Bring your father and show them off. Don't ever be so-called shy. There are negative, unnecessary emotions. Hey, I'm very calm. I'm very calm. This is what Vivekananda said. You should not be trapped by non-issues. The main issues, your mind. What am I going to do? நடாத்தே நம்ம எழுந்திருக்கிறோம் வாக்கிங் போறதுக்கு நம்ம கண்ணாடியை பார்க்கணும். இப்போ கண்ணாடியை பார்க்குற முகம் உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருக்கா? Are you proud of that fellow in the mirror? The face in the mirror. As the Arnold said, are you ashamed of the face in the mirror? நான் சீட் பண்ணேன், நான் போய் சொன்னேன், இன்னொருத்தர் வந்து அவங்க பார்க்குறேன், காப்பி வச்சேன். நடாத்திரி வரும் நமக்கு. You must live to the dictates of your consciousness and your conscience. Famous little story, Gita. Somebody called Vivekananda, they gone to Chicago, and they kept a lot of books, and they kept the Gita at the bottom, and they kept the Bible, all the other things on top. And just to you see, I arranged the books with all the ones that I read on top, the American told him. And then he said, it seems very stylishly, he said, I like the way you arrange it. You like the way I arrange? All the ones I read are on top, Gita's at the bottom. Then the white man said. So Swami said, I like the way you arrange. The top books are good because the fundamentals are given by the books at the bottom, and the bottom goes to the Gita. He never let down his country. He never ever let down his country. Another story that appears, you read about, stories about Vivekananda. It seems he was traveling, and there was a military officer, only a military officer, and Vivekananda. So the second trip to the US, when he was mostly along the west coast, Los Angeles, Seattle, that area. So he was traveling, and there was a British military officer sitting with Swami Vivekananda in the same compound, in the same compartment, and he did not like the fact that Swami was sitting with his saffron clothes. So when Swami was sleeping, he took his shoes and threw them out. So what I'm saying is, we need not be weak, we can be strong, and that is the brave new face of our religion, of our country. We need not be strong. Sometimes I believe that in many ways, Swami Vivekananda was stronger than Mahatma Gandhi. Though I have a lot of respect for Mahatma Gandhi, some things I don't agree with Mahatma Gandhi. He sent a letter to Winston Churchill, let Hitler come across to you, let him cross over to the shores of UK. One day he will understand that all this is wrong, and he'll give you back Hitler, and he'll go back to Germany. Winston Churchill just dismissed that letter, holding that letter only as an example of farce. Swami Vivekananda was not like that. He said, we are tough, or Nikarem or Sama tough. We are good guys, but we are not manjigan, we are tough guys. So this white man threw out his shoes. After some time, the white man went to sleep. His coat, military coat was there. It seems, I don't know how to do this, but this is quoted in the things. He took the coat and he threw it out of the window. So when the white man got up after 20 minutes, 30 minutes, his coat was missing. So he asked Swami Vivekananda, Vivekananda never said a lie in his life. Honest, sincere man. He said, have you seen where my coat is? So Swami Vivekananda said with a twinkle in his eye, it seems, I think your coat has gone out to search for my boots, my shoes. So he had the guts. This is quoted under favorite stories of Swami Vivekananda. How true this is, we don't know, but at least it shows the spirit of the man. That he said, yes, I'm good, I'm kind, but I'm not weak. If he hit me, I'll hit him. When he came to Chennai, somebody else was telling me that when he came to Chennai, near Theosophical Society, they were taking a walk along the Adayar River. And somebody said, Swami, we got it. They were pushing him. So he said, no, he used to do boxing in Calcutta. Wrestling, Indian wrestling is boxing. So that man said, I don't believe it. So Vivekananda challenged him and he wrestled and he won him. And he put him down himself and then he said, this is to keep the body strong so that you can house the soul. But don't think I'm weak either in body or in soul. I'm not saying that you should, it's wonderful to read the Upanishads, but it's also nice to do 100 push-ups, you must be strong. Just carry yourself like him. At least 50 people, 100 of you can learn the way he stood. You need to try it, shoulder there. You must be strong. Don't be weak. Don't be afraid to carry a strong body. Tomorrow, why should you carry a strong body? Tomorrow, if somebody is falling on the floor, you have to help them. Hey, I'm a good fellow, but I can't carry you. In 1893, when he was 30 years old, there was a plague in Calcutta. The bubonic plague was spreading through Calcutta. And Swami Vivekananda did two wonderful things. They went around sweeping the streets day and night, the monks, cleaning up and helping people. And not only did they show that you have to be strong, none of them got plagued. None of them got plagued, by the way. Because they were all, you need some body strength. They also showed that service is above self. That area of land that they had allocated for the mud, he sold that. And he gave it for medical provisions to help the patients who are having the plague. And he said, no, service to mankind is service to God. And that service to mankind has to be done thinking that you are doing a service to God. And that is exactly what he did. By service in action. And that is why he founded this beautiful Ramakrishna mission. He founded the beautiful Ramakrishna Math. You people are very blessed because less than 1 kilometer from you is a place where Tirijana Sambandar, Devaranda Padirikar. No? Mattitta Madamailai, Kattidam Varayo Pumbai, he has sung in Devaranda, where a bag of bones came to life. You all know about that story? And a girl called Pumbavai was supposed to marry Tirijana Sambandar. It's a great saint, one of the Shaivite saints. And the father had kept her to be married to Tirijana Sambandar. But Tirijana Sambandar did not believe in marriage. And along with his bride, he just entered a fire and went off. Within 16 years, his wife was over. So anyway, his bride was kept for him on close Mylapore, 1 kilometer from here. Very interesting story. Palm Kretsi and the Pumbavai in the Podi Yardabaita. 7th century. Tirijana Sambandar was in Tiruvattiyur, Sivan Kovil, Ingeshwar. Angarindha will varar. This Pumbavai's father had cremated her and he had all her bones in a bag. And he gave it, he said, I want you to at least bless the bones because I always wanted this girl to marry you, my daughter. Unfortunately, Papa Kadinchi, so he was in the Kapalishwara temple on that day, Tirijana Sambandar. He said, bring the bag, and he sang this beautiful padikam. Mattitta Madamailai, you are in Mylapore, about Madamailai. Madangal irukindra in the Mailai. In front of a crowd of 2,000-3,000 people, the bag of bones actually became a woman with long hair to cover her nakedness. And it is said that Pumbavai lived to the ripe old age of 83 in the same place where you are sitting in Mylapore. When Swami Vivekananda, that is 7th century, when Swami Vivekananda came here, he went to the place and felt a strange vibration. For those of you who are free, please go to the Ramakrishna Math. That is the site of the Ramakrishna Math. First Ramakrishna Math in South India was that one. Where the beautiful prayer temple, the meditation temple is there, and the dispensary is there. And the dispensary is line. See, because he was so focused on what we were discussing as infinite reality. He felt the vibrations where the girl came to life. And he requested that that land be given to the Ramakrishna mission. And the first Ramakrishna Mutt was Kavalishwarar Koil. They gave out that land which originally belonged to the temple. You can see how Hinduism comes together to work. Have a spirit of inquiry. You all know that Ramakrishna attracted Vivekananda. Most people who Guru Pata, I'm better, I'm job, life set. But Vivekananda, when he saw Ramakrishna, he said, how can I carry Ramakrishna's message to the world? How can I make the whole world benefit from the message? And just before he went abroad, he went and visited Sharda Devi. It's a beautiful little story. Sharda Devi came to my master of the message, I want to take the whole world. Master of the message, see the humility. No, I want peace. Somebody asked Ramana Maharshi or Chennai, one of these people. And he said, very easy. You remove the I, ego will go away. You remove the want, the desire will go away. I and want, peace. So if you want peace, remove I and want. Automatically left with peace. So he said, I'm taking Ramakrishna's message to the US and the West. And Sharda Devi did a beautiful thing. She said, okay, the vegetables will cut. So she asked him to cut some vegetables. And she noted how Vivekananda cut the vegetables and gave back the knife to her. And the way he gave back the knife, she took the knife and said, now you're ready, you can go to Chicago. So he said, you finished cooking? Still you asked me to cut some vegetables? Is it for next time? She said, no. I wanted to see how, the mother wanted to see how he would give back the knife. He gave back the knife in such a way, he was holding the sharp side, he gave back the handle to her. You know, that's the way, even in surgery, we always handle knives, giving the blunt side to the other person. If you're operating on an AIDS patient or something, the other person also will get that disease. He gave it in such a way that it will be useful for the other person to hold. You understand? Blunt edge, sharp edge, and she said, now I know that you are ready to take the Master's message to the world because you will give it to them in a way that they will be benefited, not that they will be affected. See what a beautiful sense of egolessness they worked in. I can go on and on and on and on. But I know that we are running short of time. Swamiji, can I have another 3 minutes? And I know that I was very impressed. I was telling Swami Sukhdevananda at 3:45 sharp. Swami Kirti Pradhananda, I was just checking. Swami Kirti Pradhananda, sharp 3:45, he got up here to talk to you. This is what you must carry home. I go to so many places. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, cake, popcorn, mixture. Who wants cake, popcorn, mixture? We want the job to go. Why should I waste 500 people's time for 1.5 hours? And that is what you must carry. This is the learning process for you. This is what you must carry home. You go back home and you ask your father, mother, brother, sister, we'll have a meeting at 4 o'clock. It should be at 4 o'clock because that is what you must follow. I thought, this famous place called Sarna, just north of Varanasi. How many of you know about Sarna? What's beautiful about Sarna? Exactly, Lord Buddha, he called the first 5 bhikkhus and he spoke to them about the Madhyapada. Beautiful Madhyapada, because it's a different form. Lord Vivekananda himself, Swami Vivekananda also enjoyed Lord Buddha's teachings. Because he wrote what the Buddha preached, went up to 84 books. And the 84 books, there's not even one mention of the word God. There is only Unnai part, Unnakulla part. Velila Pakravan, Vinyani. Ulla Pakravan, Jnani. Look inside you, the noble path, the righteous path, he didn't even talk about that. But anyway, Swami Vivekananda had gone to Sarna because he was very fond of Buddha. And there, a bunch of big monkeys ran after him and Vivekananda was running and the monkeys were chasing him. Suddenly, some old ascetic, hermit lying down there said, just stop and turn and face them, they'll go away. And Swami Vivekananda didn't know whether it's true. Anyway, he stopped and turned. How did they be Morishipata? Immediately the monkeys stopped chasing. And he quoted this particular lesson. Now, first time when I read it as a kid, the monkey story. That's all we need. But now I know that there's so much of truth in the monkey story. This story is the story that Swami Vivekananda has talked about most often in his lifetime. He's trying to tell you, those monkeys are your fears. These are the fears that come to all of us every day. You know, he said turn straight away, look at those fears. Because it is the fears that allow your soul to go to quote from Vivekananda, degradation and sin. Bayakati, Alipur. Say, let's see what will happen. At least you copy. There's something called neuro-linguistic programming, you know, neurobiology. You copy somebody's stance, for example. You know, you start thinking like him. Somebody's playing cricket, wants to stand like Sachin, you know, pushing his butt out, for example. They feel they can bat like Sachin. First ball out and all, different matter. At least they're trying, no? Like that, at least you stand like Swami Vivekananda. Then you think, oh, I must also have muscles. So I must do some exercise. So I must get up in the morning. I must also stand straight like this. My mind also should be clear. I should not be afraid. I should face my fears. And this is the most wonderful education that you can have. Not Newton's first law, second law, third law. These are the immutable, universal laws. These are the laws that are going to follow you when you are burnt. Only vegetable, these are the laws that are going to come with you. Newton's laws won't come after that. Only during the span. Somebody said, no, Chinna Vaisar, the BCG vaccination poduvaanga. Some of ECG BCG to ECG is working. But these immutable laws, this is nanmai, this is theevai, this is sari, this is tappu, this is future, ingirudu vandom, inga porom, dillaripoma, nalai seiyuma. These are things that you do to your soul that is immortal, and want you to carry that. You know, I was listening to what Swami Vivekananda said. He said, if 100 Indians have good involvement, Swami Vivekananda said, I can change the world. When he wrote that, India's population was 230 million. Population now we are 1.1 billion. I ask you, if we could not get 100 people out of 230 million, we should be able to get 100 people out of 1.1 billion to change the world. And I am going to leave you with one very, very, very important thought. Will you all carry home this thought? Why can't 50 of those 100 people be in this room? 50 why can't 30 of those 100 people be in this room? You can be. If at all they can be anywhere, that legacy has to be here. It may not be in this batch, maybe in the last batch, but it's going to be in these divine hearts. Pumbavai nadanda edathila, Vivekananda vandha edathila, Tirunala Sambandar vandha edathila, Ramakrishna vadipadra edathila, bhajans and good songs paadra edathila, nallavanga pesura edathila, indha edathila kadaikalna, this is where those 100 people are going to be born, who will change the world. People who say, I am going to change the world. Never mind whom you have to be, man. Some man is working in a tea shop and he is changing the whole country as Narendra Modi. Is any of you working in a tea shop? Every one of you is in a far more privileged position than our Prime Minister. You are all in a far more privileged position than he. He changed the world. So why can't you think? But most of you will be pulled down by your own self-limiting beliefs. So basically, all the fellows will not be in the 100. I in the Google or 10 pero, or 20 pero, 5 pero. Hey, I think I'm going to make a change in 100 people. And India, and the change of all of us are coming and talking to you. Your teachers are talking, the Swamis are talking, the doctors are talking, everybody is talking, so that we can create those 100 people to change the world. That opportunity is yours. To quote Swami Vivekananda again, you are the creator of your destiny. You choose whether you want to just be a bank clerk, make some money, have some children, grow old in a easy chair and die. Or you choose whether you can change the world. The last words of Vivekananda, will be my last words too. I would love to speak for hours and hours, and I would love to listen to Swami Vivekananda and Swami Vivekananda for hours and hours. But time gave us only 13.5 years of Swami Vivekananda. So, but you see what he did in 13.5 years. You know? So, he said, his last, not his very last words, but one of the last writings he wrote was, I shall continue to inspire human beings even after my time. He wrote this when he was saying, I will not cross 40 years. Correctly, he accurately predicted he will not cross 40 years. He wrote, I shall continue to inspire human beings after my time until the whole world understands that they are one with God. Swamiji said, I am God, I know it. You are God, you don't know it. So you come to Swamiji for me to teach you that you are God. You are God. Jivananda, Paramananda. I am God. Jivananda, Paramananda. They are God. Jivananda, Paramananda. Vivekananda was God. Jivananda, Paramananda. But his message has got to continue from 1863 right until today, 2015, to hundreds and hundreds of people. So carry his message with pride. Carry his message with bravery. And carry his message with vision. Good luck. God bless all of you. Jai Hind.